trying to get me to join clubs. So I gave in and I joined clubs. The French club, the debate club. I think that was it. Yeah, I want to say that was it. Yeah, no, that definitely was. Okay, so I joined the clubs and I was like, "Oh, yeah, I'll do it. I'll give it a shot." Didn't really like it so well because I was just sitting at a desk by myself. Kids never really talked to me or anything, but that's a whole nother topic. But anyway, I had a friend that I went to school with. We were really close friends in high school. We used to go to the mall together. We used to sit together on the bus. And she went to those same clubs that I did. And I would coordinate it with her, and we would walk together to the late bus, and so that way I wouldn't get lost or anything like that. So we walked together to the late bus, and we were, like, I would only go, like, if she went, because I wanted her there, like, to walk with me to the bus, because without her there, I had nobody else to do it. I mean, I didn't really feel comfortable just to walking up to another student and be like, hey, can you walk me to the bus? Like, if students didn't talk to me in the first place. So, but then, on that particular day that this happened, the meeting actually was rescheduled because of weather issues. So that sometimes they would have to cancel all after school activities and they just would want the students to just go home. So that's what happened on that day. So my friend would have been able to go. But the meeting was rescheduled for 2 days later. And she couldn't go to the meeting that day because she had to stay after for math. So I said to myself, I was like, you know what? I'm going to go without her. I'm going to see how it goes. And the thing is, they had 2 late buses. They had one at 2:50 and one at 4 o'clock. So usually the clubs went on until 4 o'clock. But obviously students were able to leave at 2:50 if they wanted to. And I didn't want to stay all the way until 4 o'clock because, like I said, I wasn't just sitting at a desk doing absolutely nothing. So there was really defeated the whole purpose of me joining clubs. But yeah, I mean, I think the teacher should have maybe encouraged the students and been like, hey, it's a little bit harder for her to just walk around the room and talk to people. Why don't you guys go up to her and talk to her? But anyway, that's, like I said, that's a whole nother topic. But anyway, so let's see. So I apologize if my videos are all over the place. It's just that I can't edit, so I can't edit it out and fix things. So anyway, yeah. So I went to this club. I said to myself, I was like, because I was thinking about it, and I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna go if she's not going because I'm gonna have nobody to take me to the late bus. But I decided against it. I decided that I was gonna go without her and still enjoy the club and still see everybody. Not that I did anything, but still. So I decided to go. So I wanted to go home at 2:50 because I didn't have anything going on. I could have stayed later, but I just wanted to. Since I was doing nothing anyway, I figured I'll just go home at 2:50. And that was the original plan, since I knew that I wouldn't be missing anything because we were just hanging out and stuff. So, yeah, so I had to leave at 2:50. So I was just sitting in the classroom and I wasn't talking to anybody. I was just sitting there and I heard other kids getting up because I didn't really know what time it was, but I heard other kids leaving, so I figured, oh, it was 2:50, which it was because I was supposed to be by the buses. And my friend and I actually worked it out, whereas she said that she would look for me once I got outside. So I would go outside, and then from there she would just look for me. So at 2:45, or when I heard the other kids leaving, I just got up and left the classroom. I didn't ask anybody. I didn't tell the teacher I had to leave. I didn't ask another student. There's something else I could have done, but I forgot. But yeah, I could have at least asked the teacher to make sure another student helped me, or just asked another student, hey, I have to leave. can I walk with you or something? But I didn't do that. So I just got up and left the classroom, and I didn't know exactly where to go because the school had like a million doors. So I went outside on the door, like the doorway, because like each stairwell has a doorway on it. So like if there's a fire drill, if there's an emergency, I mean you can use them other times too, but a lot of the times we would just use them for like emergencies or fire drills. So you just go out that door and you're outside. So I went out that door and there was no one around. I was like all by myself. There was no one, nobody walking by, no voices. I heard absolutely nothing. There were no buses. I didn't hear any buses. And at this point, I was just walking around for maybe like 5 minutes, I want to say. Yeah, about 5 minutes. Like I said, I heard absolutely nothing. And I started to get scared. I was lost. I was like, I didn't know my way back into the building because I was outside already. I was walking around. And at this point, it was like maybe 5 minutes had gone by. My friend knew that I was going to be coming out. Oh, yeah, her name is Megan, by the way. I'm going to just like this. I will say her name. So, yeah, so my friend Megan was coming out to look for me, and she knew that it was time, and I was supposed to be outside, and I wasn't outside, or she couldn't find me. So, at this point, Megan was calling me, texting me, and she was like texting. She's like, "Look, I can't find you. What's around you?" And I was like, "I don't hear anything around me. There's nothing. There's no voices. There's nothing. There's no buses." And I think she told me to ask somebody where I was, but like I couldn't. There was nobody around. I was all by myself. So I think I said that. I can't. There's no one around. So, and then I was just standing there, and she then was like, I don't know, remember exactly what order this happened, but, then she called me, and I didn't answer the phone. I just ignored it because I was like, I didn't know what to do. I was kind of like lost. I was like scared. I didn't know what to do. So I just didn't answer the phone, and she actually had left me a message because she wasn't allowed to get off the bus. So basically what happened was she told the security guard that she couldn't find me. She's like, "No, I'm supposed to be waiting for my friend. I can't find her." And the security guard just said, "Just get on the bus." And she had to, so she got on the bus. She had to. I mean, she couldn't not. So she told the bus driver that she couldn't find me, and the bus driver was kind of just like, she didn't really like care. She kind of just like looked in the same spots where Megan looked. So she looked in the same spots where Megan looked, and then like after a while, like, and my friend was like, she even told the bus driver, she's like, "I already looked there." And the bus driver was just kind of like, "Oh, okay," and then she just left. I mean, she didn't call the school and have them page me. She didn't wait for me or anything. She just left. So at that point, I was just like I was still standing outside by myself. I would say I was out there for maybe like 10 minutes before a car pulled up and the window opened. And it was actually my caseworker pulling up, and she said something to me. She said hi to me, and she was actually, this was where the title is going to come into play of this story. She was driving home, and she was just getting ready to go home for the day, and she saw me standing there, and she was thinking to herself, like, what is she doing out here? And she was at the right place at the right time, because she was driving home, I needed help, and yeah, she was there. She was at the right place at the right time. So I told her, I was like, "I'm looking for the late buses," and she just like, all she said was, "Get in the car." So, I got in the car, got in the front seat, book bag on, purse on my shoulder, my jacket on, because it turns out that I was like, where I was standing, I was like in a parking lot. I was in like the teacher's parking lot. So where I was standing, there was like really nowhere for her to park. So she couldn't just like get out of the car to walk me somewhere. So what wound up happening was she had to kind of make like an illegal U-turn to get me into the car, because she couldn't just like park the car, get out of the car, and walk me somewhere. She had no choice. So she had to put me in the car, because another teacher like wouldn't have done that. They wouldn't have known what to do. So yeah. So basically basically where I was standing was like, there wasn't really any sidewalk either. I was almost like on the road. That's how, yeah, I was like almost on the road. So there was really no sidewalk. It was just a bad spot where I was. So yeah, my caseworker, she tells me to get in the car. I get in the car. She drives me back to the front entrance of the building, and we go to the office, because where am I gonna go? So she would have stayed after with me, like if she had to, but the vice principal, she was there, and she offered to stay with me, and she did. We just hung out in her office. I think we listened to music. I don't remember what else. I think we just listened to music. We talked, because it was like, I think she put on some Christmas music, because it was like close to Christmas. So yeah, we did that. We talked. And basically, there was another story behind that. Well, because the vice principal, it was like a year before, and I know I'm going off topic here, but you'll understand. It was a year before this happened, and I had gotten in trouble in school, because I just did a lot of things. I was just doing some things that like I shouldn't have been doing, and my aide told me, she took me to see the principal, and it was her that I went to see. It was the vice principal, and she was like, I had told her what happened, because when I was a freshman, I had made a lot of mistakes, because I was going away on vacation. Well, not a vacation, I was going to a summer program out in Colorado. That was when I told you guys, that was what happened. That was where the plane incident happened that I told you guys about in another video. So I told her that year I was really excited. About to going. I was looking forward to it, and I was like shutting down. Like I was getting suspended. I was getting detention. I wasn't doing my assignments. I think I failed like 3 out of 4 academic classes. At least 3. Like I was really shutting down. Like I never really, like I stopped doing homework. Well, I did some homework, but like I basically just was not doing all my assignments, and I just changed drastically. I like went way downhill. I had it was basically really bad. And around the 10th grade was when I saw this vice principal, and it was May, so it was like near the end of the year again.